Hello and welcome to the wonderful world of old sheet music. I'm Nicholas Carroll, your host. Today we are looking at a piece called Sunset Skies, piano solo by Arthur L. Brown, and it says that it is Opus 132. So here we have that. Pretty bare bones illustration. We've got a piano and a column, I guess, is to indicate that it's classical in that loose sense. And Opus 132, of course, if you don't know what opus means, it means that's the number of things in the composer's repertoire. So when you see Opus 132, it means it's the 132nd thing that this composer wrote. So, that being said, that's a fairly high number for an opus. However, I could find literally nothing about this composer except one article on a college library, like a university's library, and the librarian was asking, help, does anyone know anything about this composer, Arthur L. Brown? I can't find anything about them. So an actual musicologist was kind of asking, hey, does anybody know anything about him? I do not. The only thing I could find other than this piece, despite it saying it's Opus 132, is another piece called like a Pixie Serenade or something like that, which was kind of like a fairy piece that he had written, which I don't have a copy of that, but I did see it online that he had written that. This was published by something called the B.F. Wood Music Company in Boston, Massachusetts in 1953. That is not a company that exists any longer. It does have one of these like advertisement type things here. So clearly they were trying to sell this new piano method based on the styling and the timing. They were trying to compete with the Thompson method and a couple other Schwalm methods that had become quite popular. And obviously this one didn't catch on. It's actually called the work in play the piano way method. So I can see why something called work in play wouldn't have succeeded. It says, an introduction to music for children. A variety of musical experiences would lead to a solid foundation in piano playing, a progressive method which reduces sight reading to its simplest form. The extreme simplicity of its mark counting assures pupils good facility in reading elementary piano music. It shows direct relationship between visual note and piano keys, a wealth of illustration with a minimum of text to make these lessons wonderfully clear for the individual. Ask any teacher. And so those were what they're advertising on the inside of this with this B.F. Wood Music Company. Can't really find much about that company either. I couldn't even find who bought it or if anyone bought it. All I could find was that it was founded by a guy named B.F. Wood, and it was founded in like 1897, and it went out of business in the 50s. So it didn't really last all that long. On the back, we have some more stuff about this company that's trying to sell duet books here, tunes for two. Nothing too outrageous or terribly interesting about it, just that, you know, they were trying to sell a lot of their products on this Sunset Skies piece. Probably the most interesting thing to me about it is there's a stamp here. It's probably hard to see that in the dark in my camera. Is that this was sold at Weiser Music Company in 410 Main Street, Johnstown, Pennsylvania. So if you look that up, currently it is a Subway. So it is downtown around Central Park, and that's where the Subway is. So if you go downtown and you see Subway, you will know that that used to be a music store in the 50s. So, Sunset Skies, let's play that. It says it's moderato e grazioso, so moderate with grace. It looks to be somewhat of a waltz. It has like a 3/4 waltz bass going on there, and it seems like it's supposed to be a rather chill piece. It's the way I would interpret that tempo marking and also the title. So let's play that and find out what it sounds like. So that is Sunset Skies by Arthur L. Brown. Very much the feel and the style of a Johann Strauss Jr. waltz, I thought. And it really has that kind of reminiscent feel to it to me. Kind of nostalgic sounding, easygoing kind of piece that you just kind of would listen to, almost like the music in the background or whatever. That's kind of a peaceful thing. So I think it fits the name. I thought that it's appropriately titled. It's got a pronounced enough melody, I think. It's not something that I would probably like love or go back to a whole lot, but it's a decent enough piece. So there you have it. As far as difficulty level, that would probably be like intermediate, late intermediate, nothing too super challenging, but certainly not so super simple either. See you next time.